Oh, no. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Welcome to Zip My Motivation Podcast. I'm your host, Demasha K. Look out for the podcast on 101.5 Indie Radio every Tuesday at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. This is the space where we turn our struggles into strength, setbacks into success. And today we are dedicating a full hour to a life-changing conversation. Breaking free from the poverty mindset. Let me tell you though, this isn't another motivational talk. It's a deep dive into the thoughts, the habits, the beliefs that hold us back. And I'm going to share proven strategies to help you escape this mindset. Whether you are struggling with self-doubt, whether you're stuck in this thing that we call survival mode, it doesn't matter at this point. What matters is I need you to get ready to level up. Get ready to level up. This episode is for you. So grab your notepad, grab a pen, grab your phone, press record, whatever you have to do, because I'm about to drop some gems that will set you free and set you on this track to greatness. All right. Let's start with the basics though. Let's start with the basics, because if we don't start with the basic, y'all know I like to start with the definition or at least an explanation of what this word is. So what exactly is the poverty mindset? It's a way of thinking like that traps you into scarcity. It convinces you that there is never enough money, never enough time, never enough opportunities. And that's where you're destined to be. But I'm gonna tell you today, that's not the truth. And I know a couple of months ago, I did like a little reel or something on YouTube that talked about the poverty mindset. But I didn't really go too deep into it at that time because something was telling me to wait. And so maybe it was to wait for you, the listener that is listening right now. But something was saying like, don't do it right now. Just give them a little taste. So that's what I did. But this mindset shows up in ways you might not even realize. Like all of a sudden, after you listen to this though, you're going to be like, wait a minute, that's me. That's me. But I'm going to ask you just a few questions just to see, like, is this me? Do you avoid taking risks? You're afraid to fail. Do you say things like, I can't afford that? Or I'm just not lucky enough like other people? Those thoughts come from the place of fear and limitation. I remember when I was stuck in this mindset, like I was stuck in this place where it just wasn't enough. I wasn't going to be able to make it. I'm not going to make it. I'm going to continue to struggle. I'm going to continue to do this. But you know what? I had to pull myself out. I felt like I would work hard, but I was always feeling like I'm running in circles. Like I'm working hard. I'm doing everything that I can do, but I'm still in these circles. Never getting ahead, never being able to surpass the space where I was. What I didn't realize is that my own thoughts were stabbing me in my back. That's literally what I was stabbing my own stuff. And I know like it's kind of hard to stab yourself in the back, but I was stabbing myself in the back. The moment I shifted my thinking, opportunities, like they just started coming in. But you know what the crazy thing is because these opportunities were already there. Certain people were already in place, and they were trying to basically drag me, like just like come Come, I got you. Don't worry about it. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to teach you this. I know this thing is for you, but I didn't want to listen. I didn't want to understand. I wanted to do things my own way. So I kept myself stuck in this poverty mindset. The first step, though, to breaking free is recognizing like this is the space that you're at. I'm stuck here. I'm stuck in this poverty mindset where I just feel like nothing is going to be enough. I don't have enough. I'm not enough. Up. Then that's what it sounds like. You know how them people say like the thing that says like like certain cartoons used to say wah 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 wah, and that's what you're hearing. That is exactly what you're hearing. You feel like I can't fix what I don't see. So ask yourself, where are my thoughts limiting me? Where do your thoughts limit you? What belief about money, success, opportunities have you been holding on to that no longer serve you? And what I mean by like they no longer serve you, like they're not getting you to the next level. So why are we holding on to these thoughts? Like, why are we stuck in this space if it's not helping me to succeed? Ask yourself that question. I always tell you during the podcast, it's like breathe because sometimes like I'm giving so much information and I know when I'm talking, I'm making you think because this is what we're doing. We're thinking, why am I stuck in these limiting thoughts? What is it about me that I'm not able to be successful? What is it about me that I cannot go to the next level? And when you really start to think about it, you're like, nothing. Like nothing. It's me that's stabbing myself in the back. It's me that's stopping the opportunities from flowing in my life. It's my mindset. It's my vision. It's me that keeps running in circles, as they would say, like a dog or a cat, they chasing their tail. The poverty mindset doesn't come out of nowhere. It's often deeply rooted. It's down there, deep in there. It's in our upbringing. It's in our environment. Maybe you grew up hearing things like money doesn't grow on trees. We can't afford that. People like us don't get ahead. It's so crazy because I heard someone say this to their child a few weeks ago, and they were looking at something. I think it was a car or something, and I think the little boy said, "I want to get a car like that." And the mom looked at him and said, "You will never be able to afford a car like that." I thought, "Oh my goodness, oh my, oh my." But some of us grow up that way. Things like this shaping our belief system, sometimes without even realizing it. And it lets us be real systematic about barriers and social equities and it reinforces in a sense our belief of what we're able to have and what we're not able to have and who we are and where we're going. And it shapes that. It makes you feel like it is impossible to break out of cycles. But that's not the truth. It's not the truth. It's almost like I always like sometimes when I go to some of these social events and we're talking about the different communities and things that hold them down, and we talk about the generations of people that receive welfare. And we talk about it because it's a generational thing most of the time. My grandmother received welfare, my great grandmother received welfare, my mother received welfare. So now this is where I'm stuck at. This is the space that I'm supposed to be in. But who said that? I always tell people when you see something happening in your family, and I'll give you this example. So everyone in my family, the women, all of the women, they went into the medical field. And not saying that that's a bad thing, but everybody did. And I remember as a child, like praying, and I was like, God, first of all, y'all, I told y'all I did my CNA, and that wasn't gonna work for me because cleaning poop was just not my thing. Okay, it's just not my thing. You know, I got a weak stomach, so I can't stomach that too much But I did it because I had to do what I had to do in order to have finances to be able to go to college and do different things like that. But when it pertains to that, every woman in my family went to something medical, whether it was a nurse, LPN, CNA, they went in OBGYN, whatever. They all most of the women do that. And I thought about it as I was growing up and I was watching everybody, and I was like, you know what? I want my sister and I to be different. I want us to be different. I want us to show our family that we could do something more than medical, because I feel like because my family is the women are so caring and they're so loving, that this was the thing that they got into because this what was offered. And I remember praying as a child and saying like, we got to be different. We got to be different. I want us to be different. Da, da, da. And so as we got older, my sister never went into the medical field. That was just nothing that she ever went to. She is now a teacher getting her doctorate degree. And I decided that I was going to go to school, quote unquote, for criminal justice. And I was going to help the criminal. I was going to help the criminal. And I decided once I got to school that education was my thing. So come to find out, the both of us decided to go into education. So we broke the cycle. We set the bar differently to break the cycle that was in our family. And you can break cycles in your family. Let me share a story. A friend of mine grew up in a household where every dollar was stretched thin. She believed success was something other people could have, but it wasn't for her to have. As y'all know, I'm that friend. I'm going to challenge everything that you believe. Everything that I know is not true, I'm going to challenge you. And so I started to challenge her about this belief. And I'm like, every time she would say something that would limit her belief, I would say to her, what makes you feel like that? Or why did you make the decision to not take the risk? And sometimes she would get upset with me. She would get frustrated with me because she'd be like, why are you talking about, like, why are you messing with me? I'm not messing with you. I want you to see that you are bigger than life, that you are bigger than life. So I'm not messing with you. I want to see that you check these limiting beliefs that you have, that what I have, you can't have, you can have it. That what someone else has or something that you really desire, you can really have it. So she started to learn, because I'm a big person about promoting micro learning. So even if you are doing a micro learning on YouTube, because I know they have all these different apps and they cost money, but don't spend no money. Just do it for free. You can go on YouTube. They got Udemy. They got nice classes, very cheap, $2, $3 if you're going to spend some money, 5, 10, 15, sometimes $20, but it's worth it instead of spending 30 something dollars a month on an app. Micro learn. Buy a book. Read a couple of pages. Maybe you don't read the whole book. I'm a very big advocate on micro learning. And so she started learning about finances. And once she started learning about finances, she started setting goals. Once she started setting goals, she started changing her habits. Today, not only is she thriving financially, but she's also teaching her children to break free from that cycle. So when we are changing this poverty mindset, it means breaking free from something that we are used to. And that goes back to learning to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Here's the hard truth about the poverty mindset. The poverty mindset doesn't just cost you financially. It costs you opportunities. It costs you a peace of mind and even relationships most of the time. But people don't want to have that conversation. But I want you to think about it for a second. If you're afraid to invest in yourself, you'll never grow. You'll never grow if you don't invest in yourself. And by meaning to invest in yourself, I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about invest in your health, invest in your mindset, invest in your spirit, invest in everything that you know to be true. And I'm talking about without fear. If you avoid risk, you'll never be capable. You won't understand that you can. Just because you fail at something doesn't mean that you can. It just means that you have to reroute the way that you did it the first time. So don't avoid risk. Take the risk. Take the risk. And every time I do a podcast, I literally am talking to myself because there's definitely two things in my life that I need to take the risk. And I've been sitting and thinking, like, should I take this risk? And sitting here telling you all, take the risk. It's like I'm talking to myself. Take the risk, girl. Take it. If you are settling for less, you'll never reach your full potential. And that means like you're getting comfortable in this space that you're in and you're not going to the next level because you're so comfortable. And I'm just going to settle for this because this is what my mom did. This is what my grandma did. Just because they did it doesn't mean that you have to do it. Maybe it was the easy way out. Maybe they didn't know what you know right now. The poverty mindset keeps you stuck in a cycle of survival, but you were born to thrive. And thriving starts with believing that more is possible. So let me ask you this. What's the cost of staying in this mindset for another year? And I'm going to ask it again because I want you to really think about it. What is the cost of staying in this mindset for another year? Another 5 years. The time to shift is now. If you stay in this survival mindset for another 5 years, another year, another minute, another second, just imagine what your life could be if you decide, I'm not going to stay stuck in this mindset. Think about it. All right, let's get to the good stuff. How do you break free from the poverty mindset? How do you break free from this? I'm going to give you 7 steps, right? I'm going to give you 7 steps to break free from this. The first would be awareness. Recognizing your limiting beliefs. Start paying attention to the thoughts you have about money, about success, about opportunity. Pay attention to them. When it comes to money, like money is so easy. And when I say that, people get frustrated. They're like, oh, you just say that because blah, 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 blah. No, I'm telling you, learning about money is really, really easy. It's the discipline that comes with it that becomes hard. Because it's hard to be disciplined. It's hard to tell yourself, no, I don't need that. It's hard to set a goal and say, this is what I'm saving for. It's hard to tell people when you have a giving heart that, no, I cannot give you this because I am saving this for something else. Something that is more important right now to me. You can read 1,000 financial books, but if you cannot say no, reading those books was worth nothing. It was worth absolutely nothing. Success. Success is scary. And I'm about to speak to y'all from personal. Success is scary. Success is scary for so many reasons, but one of the main reasons success is scary is because you lose people. You find out who you loved more than they love you, and it hurts. It hurts. It hurts when you hear people saying things and you know it's coming from a jealous mindset. It hurts when when people do things to you and you know it's coming from a jealous mindset. Because most of the time when you're being successful, you're just working hard at something that you really like. And you're so excited and you wanna tell, like, so many people, and you wanna invite so many people, and you wanna share with so many people, and then when you share, you don't get the claps, you don't get the congratulations. You get, like, these side eyes, these little, "What?" So it's definitely not what you expect. It's not what you expect at all. Success is scary because you get to a level to where, um for instance, you get to a level to where people know you. When you go in the grocery store, people are, like, staring at you because they're going, "Wait a minute, didn't I see you on something? Didn't I see a video of you? Didn't I wait, I know you." And it's scary because you in your mind, you're thinking like, "I'm just a regular person because I'm just doing regular stuff." But you have to remember that some of these people have limited beliefs. So a lot of times you have to be yourself, but also be the person that they see. And who knows what their perspective is of you because what you're doing is working. But to them, this is big. Success is scary. But think about if you don't work hard at what you want, or you don't work hard at what you love, or you don't work hard at all, and you're never successful. What is the back end to that? Absolutely not. Be successful, be strong. Understand that you are big. You're going to walk into rooms, into spaces, and you're gonna feel like so out of place because sometimes your success moves faster than you, and that's just the truth. You're gonna feel out of place because these are not the normal people that I'm used to talking to. These are not the normal spaces I'm used to being in. And wait a minute, I wanna bring all the old people that I know because I want to feel comfortable, but you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable when you're going to be successful. And then opportunity. When you remove those blocks, when you remove those limited beliefs, and you say, I want to see every opportunity that's coming to me, and I want to decide that I can do this. Opportunities just come from all over the place, and you're like, wait a minute. Wait a minute, I don't know what to do with this. I don't know, and you're scared. But like I say, always do it scared. Do it scared because who cares? Do it scared. With opportunity comes risk, and nobody wants to take a risk because we don't want to fail. But we have to change the way that we look at failure because if you fall, you can still get back up. Sometimes it takes time to get up. Sometimes it takes dedication and discipline to make it happen faster. But eventually you get back up. And that's the power in it. Because now you got another opportunity to assess what you've done to create this, what you quote unquote will say is a failure, and you get to try it again and again if you need to. But you don't want to miss opportunities. So, step one, to break you free from this mindset is awareness. Step 2 is gratitude. Focus on what you have instead of what you lack. Because sometimes what we lack, we really don't need it. It's part of the old us. And we're just looking at it like it's a lack. I can remember time after time after time. And I thought about this story the other day when I was driving in the car. And I thought about how when my children were little, probably like 1 and 3 or maybe a little younger, I was getting food stamps. And I was getting food stamps and I was probably getting like 500 and something dollars monthly. But I remember that I was working so hard at one point. I was like, I think I had just finished getting my CDL and I was getting a new job. And I remember I forgot to do this food stamp application and they cut my food stamps off. In my mind, because I was stuck in this poverty mindset where I felt like I needed food stamps to take care of my children. This is what I told myself. I looked in the refrigerator and I was like, oh my goodness, I don't have food. Oh, we're not going to be able to get food. We're not going to be able to do this. We're not going to be able to do that. Oh man, this is going to, like this is going to be bad. I'm going to have to figure, you know what? I had to figure it out. And I remember going to the store, and this was a long time ago because y'all know it ain't like this no more. But I remember going to the store and I remember a pack of leg quarters, not leg quarters, it was drumsticks. A 5-pound pack of drumsticks would cost $3 and some change. And I remember getting that 5-pound pack of drumsticks for $3 and some change. And then I think I got a thing of rice, which was like $1 or $2, something like that. I got the rice, and then I got like a few cans of green beans or something. That was probably like 50 cents per can. So altogether, I think I spent $7. And when I got home, I remember thinking about it, and I'm like, $7 a day on some food. Maybe a little less sometimes, or maybe I could buy something in bulk or something. That's when I started to say, I no longer want to get food stamps because I don't want to depend on the government or someone else to take care of my children. They're my children, and I think I can do this. And all people was against me. They was like, girl, you're going to need them food stamps. You better not cut them food stamps off. No, 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 no. I said, you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. And I was nervous. But I learned how to budget my money. And I was thankful for what we had in that moment. We may not have had all of the extra stuff that we would normally get with food stamps, but I was thankful and I was grateful. And I never returned back to allowing someone else to dictate how I feed my children. And when you are grateful, or when you show gratitude, it not only gives you a sense of confidence, but it also rewires the brain for positivity. How powerful is it to say, I rewired my brain for positivity? I rewired my brain to look at what I had and be grateful and thankful for what I have right now and not worry about what I was lacking. Because 9 times out of 10, what you're lacking is just something a want. It's an extra. But what about what you have right now? When you look around your house right now at this moment while I'm talking to you, when you look around your car, when you look at the things that you have in life, ask yourself, do I show gratitude or am I always wanting more? Where am I stuck? Because the poverty mindset will make you feel like there is never enough, when there is more than enough. It's not always what you want, but there is more than enough. So step 2, is gratitude. Gratitude. Be thankful for what you have right there in front of you, knowing that everything else will add to it later on. Step 3, goal setting. Write down your goals and visualize your success. When you're writing your goals, remember I said I'm going to do a podcast about how to properly write your goals. But when you're writing your goals, you have to write the action steps to them. If you say, I want to be a millionaire, what do you have to do in order to set yourself up to be a millionaire? Okay, I need to have multiple streams of income. Okay, I need to invest into stock. Okay, I need to save more money. Okay, I need to get financially free. I need to get out of debt. Because then you have to write action steps to those things too, because those things take action. You can't just write down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then expect for you to accomplish goals. Because when it's time to think about the process of them, you don't even know what the process is. So you're just looking at goals on the wall. Nothing is added to it. Setting goals clarifies and creates moments. So you want to have clarity when you're trying to step out of this poverty mindset. Me making a statement and saying my goal is to not receive food stamps anymore. How am I going to do this? I literally was setting myself up because I started off working as a CNA. Came out of working as a CNA and decided that, hey, you know what? What else can I do to achieve a better goal? Then I found that it was time for me to create a better life for me and my children. But how was I going to do that? How can I leave this job and go to another job? In my whole life, I'm hearing people say, you got to have a career. You got to have a career. All right, so I'm going to do a career driving because guess what? If I drive the bus, I don't have to worry about people keeping my kids for the summer because I'm off on the summer. I'm off on the days that they're off, and I have small children. One child is costing me $500 and something weekly weekly. It was weekly, $500 and something weekly to have him in daycare because he's so young. And then another child, I'm paying $200 and something bi-weekly for him to go to before and after school care. So how can I do this? All right, I'm going to go. They got a free CDL class. I'm going to go and take this class. It was my goal. And from that moment, my goal was to be successful. To create something for my children that was created for me. So I had to set the goal, and then I had to make the action plans behind it. But I wasn't going to stop there because I knew I wanted to go further. So once you make a goal, you do the action step, and then maybe set another goal. But make sure that during this goal setting process that you're clarifying what you really want in your life. Step 3, goal setting. Now, step 4 is education. And I always laugh when I talk about education because people are always telling me, I'm not the school type. I'm not the da-da-da type. I'm not this. And I said, well, my thing is always like, you don't learn. You don't want to learn nothing and you just want to stay the same, right? And I know it's kind of like cliche to say knowledge is power, but it is. Read a book, Listen to a podcast. I love other podcasts. And learn from people who achieved what you want. Sometimes we have to put ourselves in spaces. Doing a quick Google search of networking events about catering, if that's something that you want to do. And you show up to one of these networking events and you tell these people that love what they do, I'm not a cook, but I wanted to come to this event to learn from you all. You would be surprised of how people would embrace you. Because remember, they love doing this thing already. Now you telling me that this is what you want to do? Oh, let me, I got somebody for you. When you're listening to podcasts and you're just allowing it to play in the background, or maybe you got your bud in your ear and you're working and you're listening, and you may not think you're ingesting anything, but the crazy thing about the brain is that brain is soaking all of that information up. And in a moment, it's going to come back to you. You could be doing something like writing something down and you have this thought and you're like, where did I hear that at? And you might keep going. And then later on you have another thought and you're like, where did I hear that at? And you'll be like, oh, when I was listening to that podcast at work the other day. Because I know they tell people stuff like, oh, kids, you learn from the age of 1 to 5, and then that's crazy. Learning is continual. Education is continual. Every day you should be learning something new. You should be opening your mind to something great every single day. And for all the people who are not readers, because I know people are not readers, read a page a day. Maybe when you're in the bathroom, read a page a day. Get a Kindle on your phone. Make a vow to yourself, like, before I scroll on the internet, I'm going to read 1 page a day. Or every 30 minutes that I'm on the internet, I'm going to read a page a day. Set your alarm. And before you know it, before that timer goes off, you'll be going into that book that you read a page a day. Number 4, education. Educate yourself. If you want to come up out of this poverty mindset, you have to learn. You have to learn. Or you can listen to the My Motivation podcast, where I challenge everything that you believe. I had to throw my little plug in there. But you have to be challenged by the things that we were brought up with. It makes me think about a story when I was talking to a young man, and I was telling him some things about reality. And I was telling him some things about parenting. And he sat there for a minute and he said, Mr. Marsha, I agree with everything that you're saying. He said, but what makes me so mad is the fact that my parents didn't do this for me. And I said to him, this very simple thing, they didn't know. No one had educated them, and they did not educate themselves. They didn't know. But since you know now, change it. Change it. And then share it with them. They may not want to hear it, but they know it's true. Number 5, change your circle. When you're coming outside of this poverty mindset, your environment matters. It matters. Whether we want to believe it or not, your environment, the people you surround yourself. You want people around you who are going to challenge you to grow and to think bigger. To not hold on to the same things that you were holding on to. I realized a couple of months ago that I see a lot of people doing the same thing. I see a lot of people having the same behaviors. I see a lot of people talking the same. And I always ask the question like, they don't want to be different. It's hard to be different. It's hard to come out from amongst people. For the Christian people, don't y'all Bible say something about that? Come out from amongst them. Everything has a reason. You have to change your environment. It may not feel good because you're not comfortable going into a new space, talking to new people, doing new things. Moving, you're not comfortable. But if you start changing your environment and you start putting yourself in spaces where there are people that are doing what you want to do, there are environments that look like where you want to be, that will make a great change in you. So number 5 is change your circle. And number 6, small steps lead to big results. Don't wait for perfection. And it's so crazy. I had this thought earlier too. And I was in the car and I was like, I wonder why people always say like, I'm going to do this when I get to this space. I'm going to do this thing when I clean up, or when I get a haircut, or when I get my hair done, or when I do this, or when I do that. Do it now. Do it now. Nothing is promised. Nothing after a minute is promised. Because you could be this way one minute, the next minute you could be another way. So nothing is promised. Do it now. Take action now. Seize the moment now. Move now. Small steps lead to big results every time. No matter what nobody tells you, no matter how it could be the smallest thing that you change about yourself, and it will lead to a big result. I always tell people like, your picture is bigger. You focus on this little small thing, but the picture is much bigger. So why are you focused? Why are you honing in on that small thing when your picture is bigger? There's a whole picture here. I'm an art person. I love art. I love paintings. I love things like that. And when I look at art, I see more than what is in front of me. And that's how you have to look at life. That's how you have to look at shifting this poverty mindset. Yeah, I didn't do too good at that thing, but you know what? There's a bigger picture. I can't stay stuck right here. I got to try to do something else. I can come back to that thing though, but right now I can't. Breaking free from this poverty mindset, telling you that there's not enough and that you have to stay stuck in the space. Why? Who says I have to do that? Number 6 is take action. Number 7, speak life into yourself. Don't wait for other people to speak life into you. Don't wait till you wake up in the morning and say, you know what, I'm going to put on Zip My Motivation podcast because I know she has something motivational for me. Don't wait for that. When you wake up in the morning, I think it was like Mary J. Blige had a song, Good Morning Gorgeous. I think it was last year or something. But every time I listen to that song, I smile. Because when I would listen to it, it's like, wow, okay, this woman comes from a background of like lots of turmoil, lots of pain, and just for her having the ability to say, I'm going to wake up every morning and I'm going to say, good morning, gorgeous. When you wake up in the morning, Grand Rising, beautiful queen. Oh, omnipotent one, greatness is powerful. That's me. That's me. Sometimes you look in the mirror and you be like, I'm fine. And sometimes you be like, I'm not. I'm fine. And when I feel like I'm not, I say, ooh, Demasha, I like your eyes. I like your eyes. Make yourself feel good. I said it before, clap for yourself. Because then you don't have to worry about other people clapping for you. Because if they don't clap for you, oh well. I was clapping for myself. I was celebrating myself. I was speaking life into me. Affirmations are powerful. Replacing the negative self-talk with empowering statements like, I'm capable of achieving greatness. I am not stuck in a poverty mindset. I have more than enough. I lack nothing. When you start saying stuff like that, there is going to be a shift in your mind. You're going to start seeing opportunities where opportunities have always been, but you didn't see them because you were stuck in a poverty mindset. Remember, this isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Every small shift you make takes you closer to breaking free from the poverty mindset. So number 7 is speak life into yourself. You can speak it into somebody else if you want to, but definitely start speaking life into yourself. You don't have to be perfect. It's not about perfection. It's always about progress. And guess what? I'm going to tell you something wild. This is going to be wild. This is going to be wild. Because guess what? Progress sometimes is slow. Sometimes it takes you years to get to the space that you want to get there. And every small win is a win. Every time somebody said, oh, you know what? I did something such today. And I'd be like so excited. I'd be like, you did? Congratulations. They like, Demasha, that's not. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Because every small win is a win and celebrate it. Guess what I've been doing? Guess what? I'm happy. Every single day I've been eating salad. Maybe with some fish though. But I'm on this quest to not eating out. Because it's easy for me to go and get something to eat real quick for me and the boys. Because I can still sit down at my computer and I can edit and I can do this and do that. But I'm like, okay, I'm on this quest to do healthy breakfast, lunch, dinner. And I'm doing it. Did I order something today? Nope. I cooked. Yesterday I cooked. Kids cooked last night. I'm patting myself on the back. I realized that I need to do something different. So I'm starting to do it. And I'm celebrating my small wins. It may not be big for somebody else, but that's big for me. Because I will Uber Eats my kids to death. And it's not that I can't cook because I'm a great cook. It's just more convenient. Let's talk about real life examples of people who are or who have overcome the poverty mindset. These things are like proven. No matter where you start, change is possible. A single mom who started her own business after years of struggling with low-paying jobs. Her breakthrough came when she believed she deserved more. What? No. Impossible, but possible. A man who went from drowning in debt and had become financially free by educating himself about money. He just picked up a book, y'all. That's all he did. He picked up a book. A young entrepreneur who grew up in poverty but decided, I'm going to invest in my personal development. And I'm going to build a 6-figure business by the age of 30. Oh, so y'all don't think this can happen? Because it can. When you really think about it, what do you and these people have in common? Capability. Capability. A mindset shift. These people just stopped saying like, I can't, and started asking, how can I? How can I? That's a whole nother direction. That's a conversation and a topic that most people are not ready for all the time, because the easiest word to say is, I can't. I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't. But what about how can I? When you get stuck between a rock and a hard place, how can I get out of here? You're stuck in between. Just move forward. Nobody ever said you were blocked in. It said, I'm stuck in between a rock and a hard place. We'll move forward. Or you can move backwards and go around. It's up to you. But move forward. You could be like the single mom. You could be the man who knows nothing about finances because this is not something that he learned in his home or at school or anything like that. You could be that young entrepreneur right now. You don't have to just listen to people tell you about the different things that they went through in their life. You could really do them. You could really do them. You can dedicate to yourself like, this is what I want to do. This is who I am. This is the direction I'm going in. Now, how can I? People will listen to you tell them about the great things that's going in your life. And they'll get jealous before they say, how did you do that? I would like to do something like that. Or they would have this mindset of, oh, well, I don't want to do it because you did it. What is for me is for me, and what is for you is for you. That is all encompassing in this poverty mindset. It's all like, it comes full circle. I know y'all don't want to go because I don't want to go. Because I could talk to y'all all night, all day, every moment about this poverty mindset and how frustrating it is for me to see people constantly stuck in this space. To hear people say, I don't have enough, I can't, I won't be able to do it. And you can. I'll share a story with y'all. I'll share an insight to my life. On my mom's side, she has 3 daughters. I have 2 stepbrothers. On my dad's side, I am the only child. So on both sides of the family, even with my stepdad, he is like a dad to me. And all of the girls, my sister, my baby sister, my middle sister, my baby sister, we're all spoiled. I grew up with a stepfather who is more of a father. raised my middle sister and I spoiled. Now, when it comes to my day, rotten. Rotten. But no matter what, in times that I've gotten to trouble or struggle or whatever, I never go to him first because I know he's going to say, what do you need? I'm always asking, how can I do this by myself? Ask yourself, how can I? How can I? It's time to wrap things up. But before we go, I want to leave you with a challenge. Write down one limiting belief you have holding you back right now. Something that's been keeping you stuck. Then write down a new belief to replace that. And I'll give you an example. The limiting belief is, I'll never get ahead. The new belief is, I'm capable of creating abundance in my life. And out loud, I want you to repeat that new belief to yourself every day. Every day, this is a challenge. And watch how your mindset starts to shift. Remember, breaking free from the poverty mindset isn't about luck. It's about choice. Choose abundance, choose growth, and choose to step into greatness. I'm going to say it again. Choose abundance, choose growth, and choose to step into greatness. Thank you all for definitely tuning into Zip Mouth Motivation Podcast on whatever platform you're listening to, but on 101.5 Indie Radio, you can listen to me every Tuesday at 6 p.m. and 11 a.m. If you found this episode to be impactful, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Follow me on all the social media platforms, Zip Mouth Motivation, and don't forget your breakthrough starts now. Until we meet again, until next time, keep thriving, keep believing, keep winning, keep believing, keep thriving, and keep winning. I appreciate you all so much. I hope that this helps you break free from the poverty mindset, from the things that have you stuck, that have you bound, and that's telling you you can't when you can. I thank you.